Hello and welcome to the news on NTA International. I am Dennis Adigunloye. Let's begin with the headlines. Resident doctors suspend nationwide strike. Nigerian Air Force crushes terror cells in Katsina and halts ISWAP offensive in Chibok. And Philippine protesters demand justice over alleged flood control fraud. The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors has suspended its indefinite nationwide strike for 4 weeks with immediate effect, the association announced on Saturday. The decision was reached at an extraordinary National Executive Council meeting held on November 29th, bringing to a temporary halt a 29-day industrial action that began on November 1st. The strike affected more than 11,000 resident doctors across 91 accredited training institutions, leading to the cancellation of elective surgeries, reduced emergency care, and long delays for patients nationwide. NARD National President Dr. Tokpe Oshundara confirmed that the suspension followed intensive negotiations with the federal government and the signing of a fresh memorandum of understanding. From Africa to Asia, Europe to the Middle East, today the world is witnessing a mix of human ingenuity, natural disasters, and political upheaval. In Mauritania, migration patterns are shifting. In Singapore, young innovators are tackling global challenges. Floods in Indonesia and Sri Lanka are leaving communities in crisis, and leaders from Israel and to the Philippines are facing legal and political battles. Justin Bemunyu in the Global News Update reports that across the globe, resilience, protests and hope are all playing out in real time.
Let's begin from Africa, where in northern Mauritania, classrooms that once bustled with children of migrants heading for Europe are noticeably emptier. Officials say the decline comes after new European Union policies aimed at curbing migration, which have already led to more than 18,000 deportations in the first half of 2025. Yet, the dangerous journeys haven't stopped completely. Many migrants are still crossing the Atlantic in small fishing boats, risking their lives to reach Spain's Canary Islands, sometimes with deadly consequences. At the same time, African innovation is making headlines in Singapore, where the World Robot Olympiad International Final wrapped up. Nearly 1,600 students from over 90 countries competed in a 3-day showcase of technology and creativity. A Zimbabwean team drew attention for developing a system to combat illegal logging, addressing environmental concerns like deforestation and biodiversity loss. Other standout projects included Sprout, a rotating space greenhouse designed to simulate gravity for growing plants in orbit. The event, under the theme The Future of Robots, also launched initiatives to foster collaboration across space, robotics and AI sectors, showing how young minds are tackling global challenges.
So we noticed a problem in Zimbabwe whereby the poaching and logging rates were increasing gradually. We saw that in the long run, this will lead to climate change, global warming, species extinction, and even disruption of our biodiversity. So we had to develop a solution because this will negatively impact us as human beings in the future.
Meanwhile, natural disasters continue to take a devastating toll in Asia. In Indonesia, floods and landslides across Sumatra have killed at least 442 people, with hundreds still missing. Thousands remain stranded, while local shelters provide essential food and shelter for families who have lost everything. Across Sri Lanka, Cyclone Ditwa has left at least 212 dead and over 200 missing, with mudslides and rising rivers blocking roads and hampering rescue operations. International teams from India, Pakistan and Japan are assisting local authorities, helping evacuate families and deliver aid, while authorities warn that rising upstream water levels continue to pose a threat. Now, political unrest is also making headlines today. In Manila, thousands of protesters marched demanding accountability from officials and executives accused of siphoning billions of pesos from so-called ghost flood control projects. Tensions ran high as demonstrators clashed with police, while initial arrests of public works employees signaled that more high-profile figures may face charges soon.
It's a systematic issue. So in order to change these things, it can't just be one person doing actions. It has to be all of us together. And even though each of our voices may seem small, if we're all together, then it will be something that can be loud, it can be something that's heard.
In Israel, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu formally submitted a request for a presidential pardon to halt his long-running corruption trial. Netanyahu argues that ongoing court proceedings are preventing him from effectively leading the country during a period of serious security and economic challenges. Amid these crises, signs of diplomacy and hope are emerging. Pope Leo XIV arrived in Beirut for a 3-day visit to promote peace and unity in Lebanon. He met with the president and he is to take part in interfaith events and also to celebrate an open-air mass expected to draw tens of thousands. And a couple of days earlier, the Hezbollah leader had said he will be delivering a letter to the Pope via its political council, highlighting the significance of the visit amid ongoing regional tensions. From Mauritania to Singapore, from flood-hit communities in Indonesia and Sri Lanka to political and religious developments in the Philippines, Israel and Lebanon. Today's events highlight the challenges and resilience of people across the globe. Innovation, protests and humanitarian efforts are all unfolding in real time, showing the determination of communities to face crisis, seek justice and find hope. This is where the package ends. My name is Justin Bemunyi.
Many thanks, Justin. Now, the Nigerian Air Force has intensified its precision counter-terrorism operations across the northwest and northeast, delivering devastating intelligence-driven air interdictions that dismantled terror cells and eliminated scores of fleeing insurgents. Defense correspondent Olajide Bello reports that in Katsina State, Nigeria Air Force aircraft executed 2 coordinated strikes under Operation Fansanyama Sector 2.
A statement by the Director of Public Relations and Information, Air Commodore Ehime Ejodame, indicates that the first strike targeted the fortified base of a notorious terrorist kingpin linked to serial kidnappings, violent attacks, and livestock rustling across Kankara, Faskari, and Malumfashi local government areas. Guided by real-time intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, the aircraft destroyed the camp with precision munitions, while persistent intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance enabled follow-on engagements as surviving fighters attempted to flee. A second strike hit another major terrorist enclave in Damfako, Faskari local government area, destroying logistics hub, structures, equipment, and operational infrastructure. In Borno State, NAF Air Power again proved decisive as ground troops of the 28th Task Force Brigade Sector 4, Operation Hadinkai, repelled a coordinated multi-front ISWAP and Boko Haram attack on Chibok. NAF aircraft conducted 4 major strikes guided by real-time intelligence from ground forces against regrouping insurgents along their escape routes, inflicting significant damage. These operations underscore the NAF's unwavering commitment to precise surgical engagement aimed at neutralizing threats, restoring security, and safeguarding the lives and property of citizens. Olajide Bello, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Deputy President of the Senate, Barau Jibrin, has called on security agencies to go after marauding bandits terrorizing some villages in Sanyawa and Shanunu local government areas of Kano State. Senator Barau, while reacting to the bandits' attack in the area on Saturday night, appealed to security agencies to double their efforts and take the fight to the criminal elements who are infiltrating from neighboring states. In a statement by his special advisor on media and publicity, Ismail Mudashir, Barau noted reports that a woman was killed and 3 persons kidnapped. during the attack. He called on the security agencies engaging the criminals in the axis to double their efforts, rescue the abductees, and tackle the criminal elements. And the federal government has renewed its commitment to tackling insecurity, calling on regional and international allies to strengthen collaboration in the collective fight against insecurity. Secretary to the government of the Federation, George Akume, gave the assurance when he received a delegation of the Charismatic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria, led by its president, Archbishop Leonard Bature Kawas, who paid him a courtesy visit in Abuja. The SGF stated that the Tinubu administration is doing everything within its power to ensure the security of lives and property, and sought collaborative support from international allies to fight the menace. He acknowledged the vote of confidence passed on the administration of President Bola Tinubu, which is a testament to the efforts made by this administration towards tackling insecurity and other challenges facing the country. He urged the religious bodies to pray for the peace and prosperity of Nigeria. Archbishop Kawas reaffirmed their commitment to supporting the Tinubu administration in its quest to fight insecurity and also passed a vote of confidence on the administration. He assured him that they are committed to praying for peace and unity to prevail in the country. Elsewhere, operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, have dismantled a Lagos-based social media network that was distributing illicit substances hidden in imported Christmas cookie and snack packets. 2 alleged masterminds were also arrested. Details with Salwa Khalil Ibrahim.
The syndicate, run by Dudo, who operate and distribute through a WhatsApp platform, imported Canadian Loud, a strong strain of cannabis, and a variety of colorful sachets with pictures and labels of cocaine packaged in retail quantities. The 2 were intercepted at their apartment in Lekki, where a large quantity of the designer sachets and 5 kilograms of loud were recovered at the point of their arrest. At a courier company in Lagos, 100 grams of loud concealed in a teddy bear imported from Thailand were intercepted, while a consignment of 548 capsules of tramadol hidden in bottles of vitamin C and magnesium bound for the United Kingdom was recovered at another logistics firm. Meanwhile, no fewer than 7 suspects were arrested when NDLEA operatives raided the Ipe forest in the Akoko southeast area of Ondo State, where they recovered 3.77 kilograms of skunk, a strain of cannabis, and a couple were nabbed along the Abuja-Kaduna highway with 725 rounds of 7.62 millimeters live ammunition concealed in a sack of maize, and were subsequently handed over to security operatives. In Abuja, Salwa Khalil Ibrahim, NTA News.
This is the news on NTA International. We'll take a break. More reports when we return. Stay with us. You're welcome back. The Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, Professor Joseph Utsev, has assured the citizenry that Nigeria will be open defecation-free in 2030, and scarcity of potable water will be history very soon. He disclosed this to newsmen in Makurdi, Benue State, with the reaffirmation of President Bola Tinubu's commitment to the Renewed Hope Agenda initiative in transforming all sectors of the economy.
The Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, Professor Telmun Usev, indicated that since his assumption of office, the ministry has been working assiduously towards executing water projects in various communities within the 6 geopolitical zones of the country to drive turbines, provide potable water for the people, boost agriculture to ensure food security, and to provide jobs for the teeming youth.
We, from the Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation, has no choice, but in line with the directive of Mr. President, to walk into this and make sure that every community in Nigeria has water.
He maintained that not less than 400 dams exist in the country, with several new ones being constructed to enhance hydropower generation and reduce the disasters caused by flooding.
So what our ministry is doing now is, first of all, to look at the existing dams that have challenges and then rehabilitate them.
The minister also assured people that open defecation-free Nigeria is possible by 2030, as Katsina State and 158 local government areas across the country have attained the status, especially as the ministry is working with relevant agencies and embarking on campaigns to achieve the target.
The campaign has two phases. One of the phases is for us having the toilets that will prevent people from defecating in the open. Then the other phase is from enlightening people of the importance of we using the toilets and not defecating outside.
The minister explained that Mr. President has approved the construction of a mega bridge across the river Buruku to link Benue and Taraba to ease transportation of agricultural products. In Makudi, Charles Abba, NTA News.
The Confluence University of Science and Technology, Osara, has honored the Director General of the Energy Commission of Nigeria, Dr. Mustafa Abdullahi, with an honorary doctorate degree in engineering. This is in recognition of his excellent leadership in advancing technology and innovation, particularly in renewable energy.
His leadership style at the Energy Commission of Nigeria, that is transforming the energy landscape in the country, is what endeared him to many, and the Confluence University of Science and Technology, Osara, finds him worthy for the honorary doctorate degree of engineering.
Mustafa Abdullah, just like the Vice Chancellor had mentioned earlier, has done so well to refocus the energy sector in Nigeria.
This was during the university's maiden joint convocation ceremony, tagged a celebration of academic excellence that reinforced Nigeria's commitment to sustainable development through science, technology, and innovation. Governor of Kogi State, Usman Ododo, presents the award to the DG of ECN, with former governor of the state, Yahaya Bello, the university chancellor, and the vice chancellor in attendance. The university says it recognizes Dr. Abdullahi's outstanding contributions to Nigeria's energy sector and his pioneering work in renewable energy solutions. Dr. Abdullahi, accompanied by directors and staff of the Energy Commission of Nigeria, expresses appreciation for the honor as he reaffirms his commitment to advancing technology and innovation, especially in renewable energy, and pledges to strengthen partnerships that support sustainable development in the country. The Director General of the Energy Commission of Nigeria, Dr. Mustafa Abdullahi, since assumption into office, has been driving reforms aimed at improving energy access and efficiency in the country, with renewable energy interventions in communities across the country.
Meanwhile, the revered University of Maiduguri has achieved its core mandate of providing the student population with the opportunity to obtain bachelor's degrees in any field, in addition to addressing the backwardness of being experienced in obtaining Western education, especially within the Northeast region. These were the views of personalities during a special lecture held to celebrate 50 years of the existence of the university, as well as the 25th combined convocation ceremony of the institution. Tina Toro reports.
The 25th Combined Convocation Ceremony and 50th Anniversary Celebration Lecture, titled The Role of Education as the Anchor for Resilience and Competitiveness Towards Sustainable Development in Disrupted Economy, was delivered by former Executive Secretary TED Fund, Professor Suleiman Elias Buguru. He noted that trends and evidence of the role of education and application of knowledge in contemporary world is undisputed.
It is knowledge acquired through education over centuries of civilization and now largely reflective on the level of industrialization that define global trends, including progress, backwardness, and utter chaos.
Professor Bogoro further stated that the first step in building a national, knowledgeable economy is to understand the country's strengths and weaknesses, as well as strengths and weaknesses of actual and potential competitors, then articulate the goals and develop policies and investments to achieve them. Other personalities acknowledged the tremendous achievements of the University of Maiduguri since inception, especially in the area of producing competent graduates that have excelled in various fields of human endeavor, in addition to training the younger generation to become productive members of the society. In Maiduguri, Tina Toro, NTA News.
And elsewhere, first and postgraduate degree holders are being charged to place premium on creativity and adding value to the society rather than white-collar jobs. This was the consensus of stakeholders in the education sector, as over 2,000 undergraduate students and over 1,000 postgraduate students bagged the award of bachelor's and other degrees of the Ajayi Crowther University, Oyo.
Parents is to see their children succeed in life, and the key to achieving this feat is through quality education. This was the story of some parents as their children took the daring stride of graduating with honors at the Ajayi Crowther University, Oyo, where godly intellectuals are raised.
Wonderful feeling, my brother. Joy, happiness, fulfillment, and the completion of a journey.
It was a rough journey from the beginning, but God saw us through. So I'm very, very glad about what has happened today.
A dream come true. It's a dream I have longed for a long time.
The Pro-Chancellor and Chairman Governing Council of the institution, Dr. Olutoyo Okeowo, in his address, charged the graduates to uphold the legacies of the institution by carving a niche for themselves in their various disciplines.
To raise godly intellectuals, and that is exactly what we are trying to do here. And that's what makes us different from a number of other universities. But I believe strongly that we are working together, we are cooperating together to raise the standard of education in Nigeria.
It can only be God that has inspired those who are in leadership to have been able to achieve what they have achieved in just within a few years.
Professor Boluwa Olufemi Oduwole, first female and fifth substantive Vice Chancellor of Ajayi Crowther University, Oyo, in a convocation address, pointed out the institution's achievement in the last 56 days of her assumption into office as Vice Chancellor of the institution, while sharing her vision for the institution.
I want to thank parents and stakeholders at this time for supporting the university management in ensuring that we discipline the children, the students, as and when due.
The 17th convocation series of Ajayi Crowther University, which produced 76 graduates with first class, 1,408 with second class upper, 810 with lower division, and 42 with third class, has as its motto, knowledge with probity. Adobe Obiechina, NTA News.
In other news, the federal government is set to resuscitate the Gongoshi Grazing Reserve in Adamawa State to its full potential as efforts are on for restocking of feeds and grazing. Minister of Livestock Development, Idi Mukhtar Meha, stated this during an inspection of ongoing upgrading of facilities at the reserve. Yusuf Jika reports.
Gongoshi Grazing Reserve is one of the 69 grazing reserves in Adamawa State, with a total land area of 9,500 hectares. Digitaria, Brachiaria, and Super Napier grasses have been cultivated in hundreds of hectares of land within the reserve, a testimony that solidified the renewed hope commitment in the transformation of the livestock industry. This is Napier grass cultivated in the center of Gongoshi Grazing Reserve here in Adamawa State. In no distance time, these grasses will be chopped and be presented to pastoralists to give their cattle as part of efforts to integrate them formally into the renewed hope agenda of transforming the livestock industry. Minister of Livestock Development, Idi Mukhtar Meha, said government will construct art dams, veterinary hospital, clinic and school to aid living of the pastoralists and have access to dry season pasture cultivation.
We are going to rehabilitate these grazing reserves to make them conducive to receive the pastoralists today that are moving from point A to point B. We can cultivate grass here. We can teach them to do it. This is the way to go.
We are not banning open grazing. We are transiting in a methodical, gradual manner to rehabilitate grazing reserves between the federal government and the state government to make them conducive for the pastoralists to come here and remain.
Once we dam that stream, it means we can irrigate. And irrigation means you can have green forage all year round.
The minister also toured private ranch in Yola as part of efforts to encourage and foster public-private collaboration in the development of the industry. In Yola, Yusuf Jika, NTA News.
Up next is the weather update. And that concludes the news on NTA International at this time. Many thanks for watching. I am Dennis Adigunloye.